Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Brenda. Who else is here that I'm missing? I can't see the comments on my phone up above. Let me go to my channel. Good morning. Happy Saturday. The last Arlene. It's Arlene. Good morning, Arlene. I'm fixing my stream over here. Right now it's buffering. Not buffering here. Good morning, ladies. Early birds. Early birds. Let's go to live chat. And let me fix my quality from 144 to 720. There we go. Good morning, good morning. Well, this is the Fourth Art Saturday. Fourth Art Saturday video hop. And I am so excited about it. Yes, I am. I've been missing in action the last few days. I caught a terrible cold, and I find my colds come in stages. First, I feel kind of different, like, uh-oh, I think I'm going to get sick. Then I start to get a scratch in my throat. And then I kind of get tired, fatigued. And then I get a really sore throat, and all I want to do is sleep. I lose my appetite, and then I start sneezing, and I still kind of sneeze. Then I'm at the last stage where all I want to do is, excuse the Kleenexes here, I just want to blow my nose. So that's the last stage. I'm sure that it's a cold. When we walked down to the co-op last Monday, it was raining. And I said, let's take our cars. But my friend said, no, let's walk in the rain. I should have known better. I walked in the rain. I got really wet feet. The grass was wet. And, I said, I'm going to get sick. And I got sick. I also got my bag of Halls, which really helped. And I've taken some NyQuil. But I know it's a cold. I get colds pretty easy when I don't take care of myself. So good morning to everybody. Glad to see you here. Let's talk about Mark. No, we're not going to talk about Mark. I just saw Mark come in. Artsploration. Good morning, Mark. Oh, how good to see you. Good morning, good morning. You're up late. Let's talk about the Halls really helped me. Yeah, summer codes are horrible. Yes, they are. Oh, and I have some tea, and I have my holly candle, which I thought would kind of set the scene. Okay. So let me go to my list of who's going to stream. What I like about these hops, well, let me tell you, the people who participate in these hops never let me down. Every time I watched a hop video, and Mark, we're going to have to get you to participate in one of these. You could be a guest hopper, a guest hopper. They outdo me. The folks who participate, I'm just never disappointed in the videos. And we've got quite a few today. We've got 8 of us, and I'm quite happy about that too. I've got a needle sticking out here. I don't know what that's coming from, but it's going to get poked back in. Penelope, you ate a needle, and it's poking out your side here. Top it off, starts it out. Now, I cannot put the links in this particular description box at this time because the videos do not go live until 5:30 Central. And it's 4:34 here. So if I put them out there, they would just all be dead links. So I'll just read to you who's hopping with us. And then I'm going to stream for about 45 minutes. And then I'll get off. And at 5:30, when the videos are published, I'll put them in the playlist. We do have a playlist. I don't think I have it out there in my description box, but it is a public playlist. It's 4th Art Saturday for July, and my video's already in it. So, Tanya, I put the video links in order of the people who send them to me. So, if Tanya's first, she's top of the list. But we also move the videos up as we go to each person. So after Tanya is done, then APG Jamie. Well, on Tanya's list, APG Jamie should be the first one up, and Tanya comes down to the bottom. And then after Jamie is done, Jamie goes down, Jamie and Tanya go down to the bottom, and the next person is Diana. So Tanya's kicking it off this morning. Tanya McGuire. And then there's APG Jamie and Diana at Serenity Studio Art. Diana is Artfully Blind with Diana. That's how we have known her, but she changed her name to Serenity Studio Art, which I think is a really cool name. Sylvia D. Janet Nash. We're never disappointed with Janet. Janet and Freddie. Roy, and I have a happy mail from Roy, but I was going to open it up this morning, but I decided no, because he told me in a message it's what he did in his, or related to what he did in his hop video. So I don't want to spoil his hop video before it comes. So I'll open it up tomorrow night. Then Sheila, Creative Nana, she's just started participating. She's been with us since the beginning. In fact, she's one of the admins in our hop group. But I think she was really busy in her personal life with a wedding and some other things. So she's just recently been able to participate. And then my live stream, which I go live because, well, for one thing, I'm comfortable going live, and I just kind of like to come in and kick it off. Kick it off. Okay, let me go back to chat and go to live chat. Oh, good, Mark. I'll send you a message. He says, it sounds good. I'm working on getting back into making content. Well, good. Arlene, thank you, Arlene, for dropping the link to the playlist. Could you drop a link, Arlene, to Mark's channel, and let's give him a shout out. Mark has been around for quite a while. Excuse me while I take a sip of tea. Mark has been around quite a while. We enjoy him. He does pretty cool art. The last thing that I think he did was, that I remember, maybe you've done other things, he made some faux leather journals. And in fact, I think Dee Dee bought one from him. Thank you, Sherry. Good morning, Sherry. Yeah, it's in its last stages. I think by the time the next couple days are over with, it'll be over with. It comes, I was telling folks that it comes in stages. But I'm in the blow your nose stage this morning. I do have my hauls with me in case I start getting a cough. So what is the theme of our hop? Penelope says, Meri, what's the theme? Well, the theme is mail. Mail. And boy, you could take this a lot of different ways. The most recent thing that I've seen that I really enjoyed about mail was Carol would embroidery or do needlework on letters, on the envelopes. Very, very cool. I tried it once and, well, mine wasn't as nice as hers. If you look at my description box, you will see 2 links of playlists, not our playlist for the 4th Art Saturday. You'll just see one called Letters, and then I think the other one is Letters from the Meri Atelier or Meri's Letters or something like that. The Meri's Letters ones, where I really enjoy writing letters. And a few years ago, in fact, I think it was 2014, 2015, I were writing letters to you at the YouTube, at my YouTube channel, to the viewers, to those of you who come and watch my videos. And I have a playlist of those, and you know how it is. You go from one thing to another, and somehow that inspiration got sidelined. And but then the other playlist is something I'm doing is I am watching various videos about letters and letter writing. And I've just got a few videos in there right now because I just started it last night. I watched 3 videos and I got inspired. The first video from the Morgan Library, Rajiv, part 1 and part 2 videos, very inspirational. He is so expressive when he writes. He has a cup of tea and I don't think he has a candle. I got a candle. I lit my holly candle today to set the mood. But he sits down and he talks about letter writing. And in fact, in that first video, he reads a letter from Beatrice Potter to a young man. And he was talking about, and the letter's just a darling, darling letter. And there is also, if you look at his part 1 video, there is a link to the Morgan. Is it the Morgan Museum or the Morgan Library? I forget which it is. Whether it's a museum or a library, there is a collection of letters and historical documents. So you might want to go look at those because I'm sure I haven't had time to explore them all, but I love to read letters. Letters used to be the primary way that people could communicate other than direct one-on-one because they did not have telephones, they did not have the internet, they did not have email, you know, and letter writing, well, there was formal business letter writing, which we have some of that just from, if you go to the online auctions every now and then, you'll see some letters for sale that are business type letters. I think I bought a bundle of letters from Johnny, which were letters from and to a minister. And he was talking to his old fishing buddy, which I thought was pretty cool because it wasn't preachy. They didn't talk about religion so much. They talked about fishing. And then the most recent bundle of letters I bought, of course, were those Norman letters. And I'm not going to get into those, but he was in the Air Force, in the Medical Corps. And this was during the Vietnam War. And I have letters that he received from his wife and from his sister, a letter of promotion, and a letter from one of his old buddies, which I really enjoyed reading that. So we learn a lot from letter writings from the past. And it's kind of become a lost art in our day. In fact, letter writing is kind of considered Victorian and old maidish old maid, M-A-I-D, maid-ish, you know. And in fact, I can remember one time I wrote a letter, right? Oh, I was out of college, and I was between jobs, and I wrote to one of my old college friends, and I must have had a lot on my mind, because I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. I think that was a 10 or 12 page letter, front and back. And she remarked on how long it was. And, yeah, I don't know if she ever read it all. You know, and I wrote in longhand, and who knows what my scribbly writing was all about. Excuse me for putting my hankies here. And in fact, I would venture to say, if we wrote a nice long letter to a friend today, that they may not have the time out of their life to sit down and read it all. Our life is, our culture, especially here in America, is go, 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 go. We don't slow down. We need to slow down. And in fact, if you slow down and you talk about, you know, writing letters and lighting a candle and drinking a cup of tea, you're almost considered a prude. I'm a happy prude. The Morgan Library Museum. Thank you. Thank you, Arlene. Arlene is dropping links. Arlene says, my friend Meri and I write letters. Neither of us particularly love texting or email. So I would love to write more letters. I might have to pick my you know, of Meri and her happy mail, but we're just not going to get into that subject. So I decided, what can I do? Well, I want to get back to writing letters to you, to my viewers on my channel. And in that part 2 videos of Letter Writing is Not a Lost Art at the Morgan Library and Museum. It's a library and a museum. In that part 2, Rajiv tells you how to write a letter. And he one thing I learned about that is put the date up here. I always did put the date. Well, sometimes I put it over here, but usually it goes on the upper right. And he said to put the place where you are. Like I'm in Harvard, Nebraska. So I'm going to start doing that. And then you say dear, and I'm going to say friends. I could say dear Fibs, or dear Fibdiggity Fibs, or something like that. I haven't quite considered how to have a group greeting that sounds nice. I could just say dear Fibdiggity. Dear Fibdiggity. What's a Fibdiggity? Well, you want to know. Anyway, he explains how when you write a letter, it's like you're talking to whoever you're writing to, like they're sitting right in front of you. So I'm just going to pretend like all of you, of course, I'm looking at the chat out here on my stream. You, in a sense, are right in front of me. I see Riri, I see Mark, I see Mina. Hi, Mina. Hi, Mark. Hi, Riri. Rhonda's here. Kimberly. Good morning, Kimberly. Janet. Nash is here. And there's Sheila. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, everybody. So it's just like I'm here. I could start my letter. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Fourth Art Saturday Chat. You know, you could just like I'm talking to you right now. And when I started out talking on my video, I started out by explaining the stages of my cold. And how interesting is that? But you know, if your letter would survive 100 years ago, somebody was reading it and go, oh, this lady had a cold. You know, and she identified 5 stages of a cold. How interesting. Or, you know, I'm talking about the different videos. You talk about things that are happening that are interesting to both you and the person that you're talking to. They're welcoming Kimberly and Nina and Riri. Did I see Riri come in? Did I see Riri come in? I thought I did. There she is. Yeah, isn't this a theme? I am a great theme, Riri. I am so excited to see what other people are going to do with the theme of letters. I decided to avoid the theme of happy mail, although letters are happy mail in our day and age, because we don't get very many written letters anymore. But also in that second video, I think his name is Rajiv, if I understand. I don't know his last name, or it's there, but he's obviously from India. That he talks about how to write a letter, and he writes one or starts writing one in front of you, and you get a top-down view of the letter that he's writing, and you get that too when I'm writing my letters out on the internet. I've written several, and I zoom in on my paper, and all you see is my handwriting. Now, those were standalone videos, and I put them into fast forward, and then I read verbally. They're not real time, because writing a real time letter could be very, slow. And people would probably bop off. Hot tea, peppermint tea, hot peppermint tea this morning. Let me go down to the bottom of the chat. Letter writing is making a comeback. Hi, Nashwa. Oh, thank you, Nashwa. I am on the mend. I think I'm in the last stage of this cold. And I know it's a cold because I got really wet feet. I've already told that story. But in the process of writing that letter, he said, don't worry about having beautiful, fancy. He's a calligrapher, so he has beautiful handwriting. I mean, think Dee Dee Willingham. Beautiful, scrolly handwriting, just beautiful. His letters are a work of art. But he tells you, even if your writing is all cramped and squiggly, it's you. You're putting a bit of you down on that paper. When that person gets it, they get a little bit of your time. They get, you're thinking of them. It's a communication from you to them. And so he's telling you not to worry that you don't have beautiful handwriting. And even if that person has trouble reading a word or something, don't worry about it. They'll figure it out. Or they'll ask you, what was that you were telling me? And he also gets out. He says, you can write on anything. Now, I happen to have a box of Hallmark stationery that I got at the thrift store, and it's beautiful stationery. I'll show it to you in a minute. I'm going to write some things, or I'm going to do a little project on this. And he gets out. He says, you can write on tablet paper. You can write on a paper sack. The fact that you're just writing to them is, the important thing. And talk to that person like you're having a conversation one-on-one with them. Oh, I'm reading chat. I was trying to figure out what Arlene and Kimberly were talking about. Are they talking about Kimberly and Beef? Good morning, Arlene. I've been praying for you and sending you much love. Yeah. Brenda says, I used to exchange a lot of letters. Aunts and cousins, friends and grandparents. Aunts and grandparents gone. Friends and cousins rather text or send things on Messenger. Yeah, and he talks about that too. How those things that we do electronically, while they're instant and there's good communication, because you're talking real time, you don't have to wait 7 days for your letter to arrive. 7 days or even longer now. It used to be 2 days. You don't have to wait forever for your letter to arrive. But the thing of it is, he's saying when you text or message or do something electronically, most of the time, not always, most of the time, that important communication gets lost. And, it's personal, but it's very impersonal. When you receive a letter, you've received a bit of somebody's time. But cultures change, life change, history. We are in a very, very fast-paced culture where texting somebody like, how are you? I've been thinking about you, like what Kimberly said to Arlene in our chat this morning. It's there, it's instantaneous. Kimberly, if she wanted to know how Arlene was in the 1800s, she would probably have to send her a postcard or write a letter and wait for it to get there and wait for a response. Here it's so instantaneous, but I worry about history. I worry about history now, even on YouTube. If something would happen to my channel, or if something would happen to me, I don't think YouTube would, I don't think they save channels that go inactive after a certain amount of time. You might be able to archive them. I'm not really sure about that. I haven't researched that. But a lot of that instantaneous stuff, letters that you get on your drive, unless you're Hunter Biden or somebody, that stuff gets lost. It gets lost to history. And we lose a lot of our culture just because it's so instantaneous. So, but anyway, somebody had remarked that letter writing is coming back, and I agree with that. I fully support that. I think as fast-paced as our culture is, there is a segment of our society that wants to slow down. And that's kind of what that third video is about. I didn't get to watch. It's only a 4-minute video, but I was getting really tired last night. I didn't watch the whole thing. But she talks about slowing down. Let me go down to the bottom of chat. Arlene says, a Mennonite lady that wrote letters to her best friend who had moved out of state. She started losing her sight, so her best friend would write the letter and then read it aloud into a tape player and mail the tape instead of the letter. Yeah, that's another way to communicate verbally. I have to say, even tape players are going the way of history. I imagine they both have a tape player, but do you have a tape player in your house? I think there is such things as text to speech, but I don't know, it might have to be typewritten text. But that is cool. That's cool. Janet Nash says, some novels, especially children's books, started as letters with illustrations. Pooh Bear, Beatrice Potter. Yeah. So also Rajiv, as he was hunting through his box of stationery, and he was saying, he pulled out a piece of stationery to write on. But he was saying, you can write on anything. You can write on it, regular lined paper, just notebook paper. You can write on fancy stationery. You can write on stationery that you get at the thrift store. But as he was going through that box of stationery that he had, he pulled out a little notebook. It was a notebook it was a letter in an envelope, and it was created, and I looked out on Amazon, and it's still out there. Let's see. I don't know if I put the link to that in my description box. I might have sent it to me. Let me go. I think I sent it to me in email. No, I sent my playlist. I didn't send it to me, but what it was an envelope, and I'm going to show you what. And I've seen hacks of this online too, but the one that he had was created by Moskine. And what I did was, this is the stationery that I got at the thrift store. It's so pretty. It's a little corrugated here, scalloped, and it's got a little not embossed. It looks embossed, but as I feel it, it's not embossed, but it's a real faint little pretty lacy design. It's got a ribbon on it. But here are the envelopes that come with it. And the envelopes have that same scallop here and here and on here. Now, the hack of this is I took 2 pieces of stationery out of here, and you fold them in half like this, and you open up your envelope. And I would recommend that if you do something like this, especially some envelopes are made on the cheap, but this one was particularly hard to get undone. And in fact, it's got a little thin on the sides there. But what they do is, and here I've only got, well, I've got 8-page. So if I would send this, I would be sending you an 8-page letter. And what you do is you open it up, and with Moskine, it is stitched in here. So that's what I'm going to do for my project. And let's see, Penelope, where are you here? She says, I'm here, Meri. She even got a thread here. I'm just going to quick bind this, and I'm going to bind it with this red thread. And I'm just going to do I'm just going to do this quick because this is a sample. I think I might have to use my awl to punch holes here. And you know what? I don't have my third lamp on. I miss it. I got some shadows. Whoops, I bumped my camera. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to do a quick. I'm not going to put fringe on this because this will go out in the mail. In fact, I'm going to tie it here in the center so that the let's start it right here. And I have to come through this way. And this is kind of a hack and you can make this as thick as you wanted, but 8 pages, if you wrote a letter on every side of these pages, your person that you would be sending this to would be getting an 8-page letter. So I'm just going to tie this in. You probably want to tie it gently unless you strengthen that area. Otherwise, you'll tear it. See if I can tie a gentle knot here. Let's take that off. you know, let's give this another tie just to make sure. And you could even include something on here if it wasn't too thick, like a little, maybe a sticker charm or something like that. I'm just going to clip it. Let me put my all away. If I don't put that all away, I lose it. Let's just clip this. All right. So here we have our little letter, which becomes a notebook. And then you fold it this way, and this way. And what you do is you seal it. And of course, Moleskine sends you the seals. You could maybe lick it closed, but I was thinking what I could do is get a sticker. Let's just grab a sticker here. I'm just pulling whatever comes out. Hold on. You want to see a picture of the house that my mother grew up in? She helped build that front porch. Whoops. That house, wow, the camera's way up there. That house is still standing today. Whoever was in it, I haven't looked at it recently, but they've taken good care of that house. While I was reaching for my piece here, everything else fell out. Hold on. Pictures. Hold on. Oh, let's grab that picture of that house. Just say you're sending a picture of your mother's house to your friend. I'm not going to send that, but that's an example of something I can include in this. And of course, I would pull a dimensional one. All right. I was thinking that I could grab something like these stickers. And in fact, I might try sending this to myself just to see if it would make it through the mail. But I thought I would put a sticker here, here, and here, and glue them down, and then write instructions, and maybe draw a dotted line. Say, cut. These are dimensional, so these will not, I would have to probably take the dimension part off, but put them there and then draw a line there and say, you know, cut here to open, cut to open, cut to open. And that way, because you can buy on Amazon, you can buy seals for your letters that have a nice seal that will not open up. I was thinking I could use painter's tape, and I thought, no, painter's tape is too easy to peel off or maybe get caught in the machine or something. So I think if I actually glue a sticker down there and glue it down and glue one on each side and then write instructions, you know, cut on dotted line, cut on dotted line. And then you open it up and your letter is actually a little book. And this is a hack off of Moleskine's notebook. But then, you know, you can include a lot of things in here. You got 4 pages to write on. And use a pen that you love. I was watching Peter Draws yesterday. For those of you who know Peter Draws, he's a very well-known artist. Let me grab a piece of paper here. I have a feeling that this pen is going to soak through this stationery. So that would make it a 4-page letter instead of an 8-page. And you would probably want to write on this before you folded it and put it in. But I'm going to go ahead and start my letter here. So let me zoom in so that you all can see it. And this would be fun to do as a swap. I do not organize swaps anymore, but maybe somebody like Becky or Lisa or Tanya or Beth, somebody like that could organize a letter writing swap. And you don't have to write on every page. You could just include a photo. You can include a happy mail, something, you know, some fussy cut image or something. But he said to start up here, so I want to see if this pen is a Pilot Varsity fountain pen. I really do like these. I opened this up last night and it wrote right away. I had no trouble. So you add the date up here in the right corner according to Rajiv. So it is July, and I'm not going to worry about my handwriting. My handwriting is me. It's my personality. July 30th, I will worry about, am I going to go off of the page? And you might need something colored. Oh, well, let's put my notes here from my project list so that I know when I'm going off the edge of the paper here. It's all white. That doesn't work. Go back this way. I'm going to have to write 2022 really small. And then I'm in Harvard, Nebraska. And this is something I'm going to have to get. I'm just going to put in EBR. Get used to putting where my place of residence. I'm not coughing, but my nose is dripping. And then you have a greeting. So I think I'm just going to write good, just like I start out my stream, like I'm talking to you. And this kind of tells you the time of day. Good morning. And if you're writing to one person, you could put their name. Excuse me, I'm pulling my Kleenexes out like, and I'm just going to say, good morning, Fibs, because that's who you are, your friends in the box. And that in itself, and then I'm going to put in parentheses, friends in the box. Now, I may not start all of my letters like that. I might use the good morning or good afternoon or, you know, but for this morning, that's okay. And let's say something like this morning, we are doing a hashtag. See here too, that denotes the culture. Somebody reading this in 2032 or 2082 or 2122 could go, what's that pound sign doing there? They may not have hashtags in 2122. We are doing a hashtag 4th Art Saturday video hop this morning. This little paragraph says so much. And of course, now I'm writing to the world. I'm writing to you out there in my, not only in my chat stream, but anybody who watches this video from today on are included in this letter. And somebody might be watching this, hopefully in 2122. And this says so much because we got Fibs, we got friends in the box. We're talking about videos. Will videos even be around? Will YouTube even be around in 2122? Well, I'll have the hard copy too. But it tells you the time of day. I could say early morning. The early morning, I'm doing an early morning video, but we're talking about hashtags here. Hashtag 4th Art Saturday. What's that about? What is a video hop? And I'm going to stop there because I'm running out of time. But you could include things like maybe your project list. Say, look what I did the other day. You know, I checked off what I got done. Here's what I'm doing. Or maybe you could do a project with somebody else, a little Happy Mail ATC. Maybe you can include a photograph or Let me find something here real fast. Well, you don't want to get too thick. You don't want to get anything too thick. I'm looking for something here. All I'm finding is Thanksgiving stuff. Here, you could include a little napkin, or maybe even a part of a napkin. You could draw on it. I like to draw. You could make you could say, I've been out mowing the lawn, or I've been working in the garden, and you could draw a picture of a flower on there. Beatrice Potter, when she wrote to that young child in Rajiv read that, she drew like a little train, and she had a word for it. It wasn't choo-choo. It was something else. But she drew little pictures as she was talking to this child. And, I could draw a little lawnmower here. Say, I've been mowing the lawn. That's what I did yesterday. I just had to. You could talk of things about that are going on. Here's me mowing the lawn. I've done this one before, where the lawnmower gets away. I have to run to keep up the lawn with the lawnmower. Let's see. Something like that. My blouses is, I got this here. My leg has to go back this way, and I'm pushing this lawnmower, and it's running away with me. I'll put my hair clip in there. I'm out there, and you just do little scribbles, and that just, that says so much. Just a little doodle. It tells about your daily life. So an event that's going on, like this is Saturday. We have what they call, they do a car show here in our little town. You could write about that. I could write about that. And they're going to have a parade. I just say I'm planning to watch the parade this morning. So this is just something you could do that would become a part of somebody. And one thing Rajiv said, in today's world, if you sent something like this, it probably would not get thrown away. It might, if you sent it to a guy or somebody who didn't appreciate the extra time. And he even tells you about how to address your envelope and everything. I kind of skipped that part. So sending a written letter to somebody, I'm curious to know how this is going to make it through the mail. I might actually finish this and send it to myself. I'll take the photo out because I don't want to lose that photo. The other thing I wanted to share with you really quick here, I need to get off because our video hop is going to be live in about 10 minutes or so. But I have this book, and I've shared this before. Let me zoom out again. The Spirit of Letter in Painting. And this book is so inspiring. Am I way too much? You're going to see my shirt here. Let me go in just a little. Okay. The Spirit of Letter in Painting. This is I got this at a library sale. I probably paid less than $1 for it. In fact, I think they were 90 cents and they went down to like half of that. I think I ended up paying 25 cents for my hardcover books. But this is really an interesting book. And I'm just going to share with you the introduction here, the foreword, and just the first paragraph, because I got inspired just reading the first paragraph. I have Dee Dee's Post-it notes. It says, where are the homes of yesterday and the quiet seclusion of long afternoons as the town clock told the hours of evenings by candlelight, when one had the leisure and the inclination to set pen to paper and write long letters? One cannot help feeling a certain nostalgia in turning over the pages of this book with its sequences of great paintings from Rembrandt to Renoir, by the way of Vermeer, Chardin and Corot, which not only reflect on the spirit of the letter in painting. And what they're talking about this in painting are things like paintings like this, where these ladies are reading letters. And this book is just filled with them, reading letters, reading letters. This is a desk of King Stanislaus of 1769, a detail of Wallace collection. But you can see there's an old crumpled book, but there's a quill pen and there's some letters there. So all sorts of the art of letter writing, when letter writing was a thing. And let me go back in and finish this sentence. They not only reflect the spirit of the letter in painting, but evoke a whole way of life that's passed away forever. What the reader will find in the following pages is nothing less than a pictorial essay on the social graces of a certain age, which reached its height in Europe from the 17th to the 19th centuries, first in Holland, then in Paris, London, Venice, and Germany in the Romantic period. And it goes on to talk about how the idea of this book started. And I had written notes in here that to find some contemporary art, they go to the 19th century, which would be the 1800s. It would be interesting to go online and see if I could find any contemporary artists who included paintings or artwork that included the theme of letters. How strong and pervasive a theme of letter writing and letter reading have been in the last 3 centuries. And here was another, I'd written social letter writing. That was a phrase in here. I just wanted to remember that phrase, social letter writing. And what I want to do with this book, I need to sign off here real fast. What I want to do with this book is to write letters in it, because there's plenty of space. And let's see, I don't think my pen is going to soak through. See, I could write on the back of this paper. I'm sure I could write here without worrying of it going through there. I want to use this. I want to get in the habit of writing letters in here to you, to my friends in the box, to the people who watch my channel. And this will become a journal of not only history of letters, the art of the spirit of the letter in paintings, it will be letters from me to you. And I was thinking how interesting it is how we can combine our videos and our writing of our culture today with a book of history of paintings where they are writing letters. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Maybe this hop will get me started. We'll see. We will see. So that's my letter writing project for today, was making a hack of this little envelope notebook letter. So take some time, if you have it, try to find some time, do something like this. Or maybe you'll get inspired by something in the other videos. Let's do some mail. All right, that's it for today. I want to thank you all for coming. I got to hop off here because the videos are going to come live. Tanya's will be the first one up. So if you want to find the links at 5:30, Tanya's video, she'll have all the videos in her description box. The first thing I do at 5:30 is I go out there, I like every video, and I put it into the playlist. Then I go back to the top, and then I start watching them. So I want to tell everybody to have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. I will be back on Sunday evening. Go out and enjoy the beauty of this world. There is so much in this world, so much beauty. We miss it. Bye, everybody.